Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a scouting profile video of a left-sided centre-back, said to be a current Celtic target to supplement Austin Trusty and Liam Scales and Cameron Carter-Vickers. In the video, we'll have a wee look at his stats, his ratings, and there's also a 4-minute or so highlights reel of his performances last season for his club, taken from extracts from other YouTube videos, of which there are a few, but not too many. So the player's name is Justin de Haas, a Dutch player currently playing in the top division in Portugal for Famalicao. He is 6'4", currently 25 years old. Previously played for Holland at under 21 level, 5 caps there, no goals. Also played previously for Holland at under 16 and under 17 level. His current contract at Famalicao runs out at the end of June 2026, so he's now into the last 12 months of his contract, and he appears to be on around about £3,000 per week at Famalicao, and so well within Celtic's budget. And I think given the fact that his contract has under a year to go and he is on a relatively low salary, I think the indications would be if Celtic and Famalicao could come to a deal, I think Justin de Haas would be very keen to come to Scottish football. He previously, when he was younger, was part of the AZ Alkmaar and PSV under 17 levels, also under 21 level. He then moved to the Dinamo Zagreb B team, who I think at that time were in the Croatian third division. He then moved on to top team in Croatia, Lokomotiva Zagreb, and then was transferred from Lokomotiva Zagreb to Famalicao, and he's been there now for a couple of seasons. Has come off a good season for Famalicao. Famalicao were just outside the European qualifying spots in last year's Portuguese league. I think they came 7th. And so playing for a pretty decent side in the Portuguese league. And so pretty much a comparable standard of football between the Scottish Premiership and Portuguese top division, maybe a wee bit stronger in the Portuguese division. His season rating average was 7.14 out of 10. And looking at his stats for last season at Famalicao, 30 games, 2 goals, no assists, with 5 yellow cards. Over his couple of seasons at Famalicao, 55 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, and 10 yellow cards. Previously at Lokomotiva in Zagreb, 45 games, 5 yellow cards, one red card, no goals, no assists. And over his whole career, which includes the spells at under 17, under 21 level in Holland, B team level in Croatia with Zagreb, Dinamo Zagreb, and his other seasons in the Croatian League and Portuguese League, 215 games, 8 goals, 10 assists, 19 yellow cards, 4 red cards. Looking at his stats for things like passing, defensive ratings, etc., he's actually got good ratings for short and medium passing, okay average ratings for longer passing. It's actually got good ratings for winning the ball on the ground and in the air, good defensive stats for things like interceptions, blocking the ball, interceptions, clearances, etc. So those are all very positive. He actually does have a low foul count at only 1 per game. However, does tend to lose the possession quite often, 8 times per game on average, and has a low touches per game ratio, i.e. Doesn't tend to be on the ball terribly much in a game, which doesn't really suit Celtic style. and he has a very, very low rating for key passes, i.e. he's not really a player who's setting up teammates or making passes through midfield to release the strikers or wide players to cut into the box. So some of those aspects not really ideal for the way that Celtic play. However, we'll have a wee look at his highlight reel from last season at Famalicao, and then I'll just add my own thoughts regarding his abilities, how I think he'd fit in at Celtic, and whether I think it's a goer to spend the predicted £2.5 to £3 million to bring Justin de Haas to Celtic to compete with Scales and Trusty alongside Cameron Carter-Vickers. From watching the fuller version of that video, as well as the extracted version and a few other different highlight reels and videos on YouTube and on the internet, I have to say I am not terribly impressed with Justin de Haas as being a player who'd fit in at Celtic. He's certainly a big, tall defender, seems a very strong defender, doesn't seem to be very easy to knock off the ball. Good at winning the ball in the air, good at winning the ball on the ground, has pretty good ability to block shots and intercept passes, not very fast at all, really quite, I thought, slow and cumbersome in terms of his pace and his speed of thought. Does certainly clear the box generally well at corners. In the fuller versions of the video, does seem to quite often miscue his header. It admittedly does clear the ball, but sometimes puts the defence back into danger again. Pretty decent short passing. However, it does appear to have pretty poor first touch. And as I was saying from his stats, he does tend to lose possession rather a lot. Seems to be a no-nonsense defender. Have to say, I don't think he would fit in terribly well at Celtic. I think he probably would cope very well with the physical side of Scottish football, being up against tall, strong centre forwards. However, against speedier centre forwards or teams attacking Celtic on the break, I don't think he really would have the pace to catch up with anybody. He might well be a pretty good option if we were playing defensive in a European match, or to throw on late in the game to shut up shop and protect a victory or protect a draw. However, the key thing for me is in many games in a Scottish season, because Celtic are usually on top with tons and tons of possession, you've got to be able to defend. But you've also got to be able to pass and keep attacks moving, switch play from side to side to side, and that does not appear to be Justin de Haas's talents. Loses the ball rather often, which, given his lack of pace, could be quite dangerous against a speedier counter-attacking team. And so, have to say, it's a no from me. However, you may have your own opinions. I think certainly he is a no-nonsense defender, good in the air, clears the ball, clears the danger, and I think he might well be best suited for a defensive counter-attacking team, which is not really Celtic's way. We could, next season in the Champions League, assuming that we get through the qualifier in mid-August, could be times we do need to play more counter-attacking football, a bit like we did when we played Atalanta last Champions League. However, I think for the great majority of the games in a Celtic season, I don't think he really fits into Celtic. So, do pop your own thoughts regarding Justin de Haas into the comment section. And just a wee polite suggestion inquiry as we finish the video. If you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, please do click that subscriber button. Numbers went up very nicely yesterday with the profile scouting video for Isak Jansson, the right and left-sided wide player that Celtic are said to be looking at. And so do feel free, if you're not yet subscribed, to click that subscriber button. All new subscribers very, very happily welcomed. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.